tuning in to Speak Easy Ta. I am Taya. This is my co-host.
I'm Ott, and then we have a special guest because we know her so well.
My lovely friend, Kun Mook Ka. But please introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us who you are, what you do for a living.
Well, my name is Mook Planjanminarat. I'm a textile artist. What is textile artist? I make fabric. I make textile art.
So you do the weaving yourself?
Yes.
Woven fabric?
Well, I have a team. I train my people. I have a team that work with me and I work together with them.
How did you get into this? Did you study this?
Well,
was it something you were interested in since you were a kid?
No, I always wanted to be a fashion designer.
Okay.
I didn't know what a textile designer is. And then when I went to school, I went to boarding school, and I got to learn in depth. Because in England, you get to do GCSE, A-levels, and when you do A-levels, there are 3 subjects. So once you chose what you want to do, you can't get away with it. It's only 3 subjects. So I did art, fashion and textile. So when I get to fashion and textile, then I get to learn this fashion and that textile. Before you make clothes, you have to make fabric.
Right.
So then I got to love it, and I got to know, and I want to learn more. So I start making fabric from scratch, basically from cotton, from cotton, spinning the yarn, dyeing and weaving it. So it's like you're a little baby. You start from like little cotton spun. Yeah.
It's a long process.
It's a long process, yes.
So you grew up, you were born here in Thailand?
In Thailand, yes.
And then you studied in the UK?
Yes.
And then initially you wanted to be a fashion designer, and then you fell into textile?
Yes.
Oh, that's really interesting.
What's your favorite textile to work with or to create?
Well, I started being a designer first. Basically, I have a company that do textile products such as hand-woven rugs, pillows, decorative pillows for hotels. And then I end up with a lot of strips of waste fabric, because when you make cushion covers, right, you end up with strips of waste fabric. So I thought, what am I going to do with all these, long strips? So I started putting that together, and just like when you draw, making shape and stitching all the fabric together, and it turned out to be what you call an applique. It's like a big textile art. It's like when you stitch fabric, different kind of fabric together. So then hotels hired me to do like lobby work, and it's gotten bigger from 1 to 1 meter to 4 to 6 meter to the latest one was 8 meter.
Oh, wow. Can you say that word again, applique?
Yeah, applique.
How do you spell that?
APPLIQUE.
Oh wow, I feel like I'm in a spelling bee. I would have failed that one. So applique is
when you have all different fabric and you stitch them together.
Stitch them
together.
together.
Yeah. So you give them another life, a new life to erase something.
And when you give them life, they don't necessarily need to be a rug that you walk on.
No.
It can actually
tapestry,
right.
a wall hanging, a textile art, and art.
Now, talking about textile artistry, you went to study in the UK. Are you able to, if you're interested in this line, can you study it in Thailand?
Yes, now, yes. Before, I don't think so. But for the last 20 years, textile design has been kind of pretty gotten more known. So there's kids that wanted to know more and learn more. So I've seen more textile designers graduating for the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they have good facilities here too. Doing textile isn't just woven,
right.
It's like printing, knitting, and when I did it, it was like textile for fashion or textile for interior. So it's like in details, in like real depth. So you can study just to be a textile designer for working for interior products or working for fashion industry.
Wow.
Yes.
And you kind of do both, because you do a lot of interior stuff, you do the artwork, and you also make these beautiful bags.
Which matches everything here too.
I know. This is not
You're at another
sold
store.
here yet. So tell us about your, just all the beautiful bags and things you started creating.
Okay, there's another story to it too.
I love
'Cause,
that.
Another story on
Yeah.
another story.
Because well, my brand is called Mook V Bag. Obviously, my name is Mook, right? So I was doing interior job, like making rugs, cushions, and then you know how the economy went really bad a few years back, and I was thinking, people not gonna be decorating hotels, and they're not gonna change rugs. They will change curtain before they change rugs, right? So what am I going to do to feed my people? So I just thought, okay, let me weave something smaller. You know, I weave big rugs, so I'll just weave a placemat, and then what can be add another life to placemat or turn it to something. So I just fold the placemat into three, and I make a clutch out of placemat.
I
And
have
then-
one of those as well.
yeah, and then I just thought, okay, then maybe I should start making bags. So that's just like how it started. So it's easier to sell. It's you know, fashion. People
Right.
change it all the time. They change bags more than they change rocks.
True.
So that's how I started with my bag. So I started with a clutch, and then after the clutch, I just tried different different shape and thing, but still very simple shape because I'm not a bag maker. I'm a textile designer. So I just keep the shape really simple, but I test it myself every bag.
So it's like the core of your artistry is just kind of being adapted to a different form without changing the core of what your
Yes,
artistry is.
yes.
What would you say has been the most difficult piece for you that you've ever done?
My latest project, I was fortunate to got to work with a professional, real a team from Paris, Louis Vuitton team in the architecture team in Paris. So the first shop I did for them as a local artist, I did the whole Icon Siam store working with them. They want to localize their store. This is something that I'm really proud of. That sometimes Thai people don't appreciate being Thai or Thai art or a local made bag, right? But this French people from luxurious brand approached me to work with them. So I did the whole design concept with them, and I worked on an installation piece with them, which is 36 meters width. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Took me
massive.
almost 2 years to read that. So it's the longest textile art that I did, and it took a long time, and I loved it, and I think they loved it too.
Wow, I can't
And
wait
it's
to
on the
see.
ceiling. It's installed on the ceiling.
So it's installed
At
in
the
the ceiling
shop,
at the shop.
the LV shop in Icon Siam.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And you have your personal workshop.
Yes.
Where is it?
Studio. In
Studio.
Sukhumvit 101.
Can anyone just
103 I'm sorry 101ทับ 1 อุดมสุข
So is that in Udom Sup?
Yes.
What does is it where all the work happens, or people can
Where the
stop
work
by and
happens.
visit, or
Yeah, they can call. Well, it's open,
Okay.
but it's a studio. So we have the loom there, and I train people to weave. And when I hire people, I said I don't want anyone who knows how to weave, because once you know how to weave, you have this fixed idea. You have to do this, you have to do that. People always think, oh, Mook, you are textile. You work with Thai silk, so they expect Thai silk to be ACAT. I say no, I'm a textile designer. I weave and I make a new fabric. It
Yeah,
doesn't
whatever you
always,
want it to be.
I weave with silk too, but my silk is not ACAT. My silk is this pattern, but we'll
Right.
weave with silk kind of thing. So when you come to my studio, you see a Thai fabric made by a Thai person, but doesn't always mean silk.
Not in the traditional
Oh, not a
sense of
traditional.
it.
Yes, exactly. So that's why I don't want to hire people that knows how to weave. So I just put a sign up on the gate saying, anyone welcome. So they would cycle in. One of the weavers were selling garlic, one was selling old socks,
Really?
one was selling fruit. So I trained them myself, to weave.
That's so cool. So anyone can weave.
Anyone can weave, yeah. They can weave, but they probably won't know how to create patterns.
Right.
and how to set, like come up with all these kind of design, but they can read. I'm actually opening a workshop.
So
Learning how
if
to weave.
our audience are interested in wanting to join the workshop,
workshop.
how do they get in touch?
Okay, I haven't opened a workshop yet, but you can maybe contact me, send me a message on my Instagram, which is @mookv, MOOKV.
And
Or
where can they buy your
Yes,
beautiful
as you
bags
get there.
and stuff?
I have a shop, little tiny shop in Quezon Village called Mookv also. It's on the 2nd floor.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Mook.
you.
Thank you
I've
for my
learned so
bag.
much, and I'm going to join that workshop.
Very exciting. Thank you so much for coming on the show with us today and telling us all about textile artistry and all the inspiration that you have in your life. It's very inspiring, and I can't wait to learn how to weave now.
We'll see you next time on our next episode of Speak Easy
Easy
Town.
Town.
Group hug.
Bye, guys.
Bye.